child. And I'm Julia.
Yeah, you just thought I was Julia Childs, didn't you? I know you didn't, but this is my mother, Julia, so I really am Julia's child. I'm Carol. I'm getting ready to do a Pampered Chef demo with my cool Pampered Chef bundt pan, blue. Okay, I got everything measured out, and I've never done a live video before, so, you know, give me a chance. The cake I'm going to make is called $1 Million Pound Cake, but I'm going to make it in the bundt pan. I have all my stuff already measured out here. The first thing you do is put, and if you're like me, you never remember to take the butter out so it can get soft. So if you do, just take your butter and put it on a grater, and it'll be nice and mushy when you're ready to use it. Let me get this out of here and put this butter in the bowl. It has a whole pound of butter in it. So it's going to put a whole pound of butter on your hips, which doesn't really bother me too much. I don't even care anymore. All right, here's the butter. And it says to use the whisk and mix the butter and a tablespoon of vanilla and a teaspoon of almond extract and beat it until it's whipped pretty good. So, like that. It's going to whip away. Butter. All right. Yeah, that's butter, all right. Okay, the recipe is going to take 4 cups of flour, a pound of butter. It's supposed to be salted butter, but I didn't have that, so I just added a little salt to the recipe. And a tablespoon of vanilla extract, a teaspoon of almond extract, 3 cups of granulated sugar, and 6 large eggs for my chickens. Nice and dark and orangey looking. They bake really well. And then we have 3/4 of a cup of butter. It says buttermilk or regular milk, but I wanted buttermilk and I didn't have any, so I added a little vinegar to the regular milk to turn it into buttermilk. And that will work just fine. Now I'm making a couple of changes to my recipe. I'm going to put on the top of it, after it gets done and hot, almost like a poke cake. You make some holes in it. And I'm going to have some warm honey with some aged light rum. It's going to be like a butter rum pound cake. Should be really good. Okay. That should be good enough for that, since that butter was nice and squishy. Now it says preheat the oven to 300 degrees. 300. This is going to be slow cooking and long. Okay, we whipped that. Now we're going to change to the paddle attachment because it had the whisk on it. If I can get all this butter off of it. If I wasn't on camera, I'd probably be licking this, but I'll spare you. Okay, now, next thing it says is to, I think we're adding the eggs. Yep, adding the eggs one at a time and beat after each addition and scrape the sides of the bowl as needed. Here comes the paddle attachment. Love my KitchenAid. I know it's not Pampered Chef, but this one's been hanging around my house for a long time. Alright, here we go. One. Messy. I don't always use a recipe, but when I bake, I feel like I have to because, you know, sometimes I get a little adventurous, but I would love for this to turn out right, especially since you're going to see it. Okay, now I need to do a little scraping. That butter is really sticky. Whoa. How many of you have been to my house before? Quite a few of you. Not everybody, though. I had more time today. I turned the camera around, but the rest of it's not party showable. Been in the pool, trying to get that pool ready to open up. I would be in it today. Well, I was, but not swimming, just, cleaning. Six eggs, that's a lot. This recipe doesn't have any baking powder or anything in it like that. The amount of eggs is going to make it do the rising. So that's the way it's going to be. All right. I'm probably not doing this in the right order but I don't always, and it still will work out. So here goes the sugar. It's a lot of sugar for one cake, man. 3 cups. All right. Sugar. Let that mix a little bit. Yeah, see that? Fluffy, nice and fluffy. So now we can add the flour and the milk. You want to do that alternately. You're supposed to start with flour and end with flour. And although I'm not Julia Child, like her, I like to drink wine while I cook. It always makes the food taste better, even if it doesn't go in the recipe. You want a glass in the refrigerator, Mother? Ooh, here we go. Flour. Yummy, yummy. Ooh, that really did turn into buttermilk. Cool. I do that a lot because if I buy a big carton of buttermilk, sometimes I don't use it all before it gets bad. And this is just easier. As long as you got some white vinegar in the house, it's fine. Mm. Almost. I was surprised this cake really doesn't have very many ingredients in it. All right. I'm going to give it a spray. Oh, here it is. Yep, I'm losing my head. You wouldn't think I'd lose anything in this kitchen. It's kind of small. Smells really good.
She's coming in right. Come out the back door.
Tell her.
Go to the back side door out of the garage.
Alrighty, this is ready to go in the pan. And it's going to pop right into the oven. Y'all excuse my fingers, but that's the best way to get the cake batter off of this particular paddle attachment here. Besides your tongue, but I ain't going to do that. Well, maybe a little bit. Alright, here we go. My pan's already prepared. This pan has a really nice no-stick finish. But just in case, I put in a little bit. I just sprayed it with a little pan. I don't get really crazy about preparing pans like some people do. The easiest way for me to do it is by Baker's Joy, and I just have to be out of it. But we'll make do. Alrighty. There's that. Smooth it out a little bit. Nice thick cake batter. This has to stay in the oven for, I think it was an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes until a toothpick comes out clean. So, when I get this in the oven, we're going to end the video, and I'll make a second one with the finished product so you can see me put the honey and the rum on the top of it. How's that? Here we go. Into the oven. Set the timer. Let's see, that is 90 minutes. Timer. There she blows. Alrighty, guys. See you in a little bit so you can see what the finished product turns out like.